Hi, Nins.
Hi.
All right, so we have something special for everyone listening right now. Nins,
Yes.
are you? Aren't you gonna
Yeah, I
ask
was
what it
waiting
is?
for. Oh, okay, because I was like waiting for a cue, and I don't know what is it.
This is already gonna be a shit show. All right, I'll tell you all about it right after the theme song. I have a question for you.
Why do you seem so scared?
Hi, I'm Niña.
And my name is Em. Welcome to Frightening, Alarming, Real Life Tales Show, a podcast where we talk about scary things that may or may not have happened in real life.
You don't know about that?
No.
You don't know about that? Oh my god.
I am genuinely freaked out. So sit back, relax, and try not to go crazy with fright.
Aren't we all crazy?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
so we are here for another episode of Frightening, Alarming, Real Life Tales Show. And last week was kind of like a super disaster movie. Like it was like the podcast version of 2020. Just
like a pinch of like what's going on in 2020.
okay, so I teased earlier that we have something special for everyone listening today. We are going to be playing. Doggy.
Hi, Dago.
We are going to be playing a fact or fic, and our stories today are all going to be about how should I word it? The stories that all sound innocent. But before that,
I was gonna say you can call it like child trauma or something. Or how to ruin your childhood.
or something like that. Yeah, something like that. We have a guest today. Would you like to say hi?
Say hi.
Hi. Okay, so
Hi.
welcome to the show, a fellow horror fan, a friend and listener, and now guest. Welcome, Mars the Martian.
Yay!
Woo! So you can hear the applause. They love you.
With our
So
live
much.
studio audience.
Yes, they love you. They love you. Okay. So Mars, we're just gonna call you Mars because Mars the Martian is like super long.
Yes.
Is that all right?
Yeah, totally fine.
Okay. So we have a few questions. Me and Nins. I'll let her ask hers later, but for now, can you give us like a quick like story how you got into horror?
Because I'm reminded of what Nins just said earlier, childhood trauma. Not gonna lie. So, what got me into horror? I did start out in like watching a lot of horror movies really young. I'm gonna say that my dad's kind of weird that way, a bit messed up. Like, who would? Okay, the first movie I can remember off the top of my head, I was 2 years old. It's called Sea Devils.
What?
It was on. He played. Yeah, it's called Sea Devils. Basically, you know, like
Is it
the
like
old-
is it the letter C or like C as in water or C as in like looking at something?
sea as an ocean devil. So the story
Huh.
was, I can vaguely remember. Basically, there was like monsters coming out of the ocean and ripping women's stomachs apart.
Neat.
And I was very young that time, and that also showed me the Titanic, which made me cry. So like I started very early in horror. So
Wait, Titanic is horror?
dude, it took a while. Like it took to the credits. My dad actually told me this story because I couldn't remember. The credits went up, and then my dad just saw me standing really close to the screen, like kind of like the poltergeist little girl. And then I turned my head,
Uh-huh.
and then I said, "Jack died."
Oh no!
So it's spoiler alert. Titanic. There's a sad story involved, and it traumatized me. So like, horror movies were a thing that me and my family kind of bonded with. I was one of the few people that kind of tried to understand what it is. Why is it making me scared?
Uh-huh.
And it got to the point where it became a thing for me that whenever a horror movie's on, I have to finish it at the end, or else I get
Right,
nightmares.
so that's why
Like if I don't finish it, nightmares immediately. So I have to finish it so I can sleep well.
Mm.
Right. So like one of those movies was actually It, chapter 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
We bonded over that.
Yes, the tradition.
But actually we didn't bond over horror at first.
yes.
So how did we bond? How did we become close friends? How did we meet?
We actually met in a church setting. It was fun. We were like kind of getting into the multimedia ministry kind of thing, and and then we kind of found out that like we were all hi hellos, really polite, and then when we got out, like we met somewhere else, and then like, oh, you're into these nerd things too. I think we met again like in Alicat or somewhere. That we were just like, oh, we're kind of in the same group, and we bonded with our likes. I think at one point we kind of stayed up early morning, and I was trying to teach you how to play Magic the Gathering. So lots of good memories.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Like,
actually, the thing was, I wasn't sure how messed up I should come off at first when I met you because we met through the church. So I was gonna be like, oh, I'm an angel, but no, that's not the case. So how did you and Nins meet?
It's how do I explain this? It was actually we were like I guess we could say we were like close friends overnight. It kind of like it was weird because we bonded on the last day she was in Davao. That's the one from, and we were like, hi, hello. We met each other, and she was like, and we were talking a lot, and then it got to the conversation where, hey, you want to hang out at my house tonight? Because you're going away anyways. And you're like, yeah, sure. So we did an impromptu overnight, and we talked all the way till early morning.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Why don't I know any of this?
Yes. Yeah, and then we made it into a sort of tradition that every time I'm around and every last day, the day before I leave, I should like hang out late in her house. Just hang out with her.
It happened twice. Like,
okay, you guys are excluding me from shit.
I mean, Mars and I did sort of hang out a little bit further because Alley Cat and Magic and so on.
Yeah.
But
so the nerdy stuff.
Like we usually click like we usually spend most of our time like the night or the day before I leave.
Yeah. It's fun. It's always tradition with you guys. It's like, all right, a day before you leave, let's meet up. And she stayed before she left, she went back. Like she stayed in the house and we played MTG again, just like old times sake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got to meet Kevin too. Kevin's cool. I approve of Kevin.
Oh yeah, so when you visited Davao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dog is barking a lot.
He's very lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So moving on. Great. So I'm glad you guys have friendships outside of me. So I just want to ask. Okay, first of all, me and Nins are glad that you're here, Mars.
Thank you.
You have been a very, very sweet and nice supporter of the show.
Yes.
And I want to ask, how are you finding the podcast so far?
Oh, it's a great thing because there are moments, like especially in graveyard shift, I always work from an 8 to 5 scenario, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So there are times like I need to stay awake and I feel like a bit lonely because I'm working all night. Everyone's asleep. Even the cats are asleep. And during the work time, I would just like either put on a random YouTube video or a random podcast. And ever since the podcast actually came up, you guys have been keeping me company in the graveyard shifts. Like whenever the episode's on Fridays, like I look forward to Fridays, like end of shift. Like Blake, listen. Oh, this is the 40 minutes.
Wait, I don't have an sound effect.
Aww.
I only have this baby crying.
So like
Yeah, okay,
I
continue.
do like this kinds of. I am sorry.
Okay, so there might be noises. There might be noises coming from
I'm
Mars's
sorry.
end.
I'm in the
Okay,
middle of
continue,
nowhere.
continue.
There's like highways here, anyways. The thing is, your podcast to me, it's like just like with our friendships, it's like becoming a tradition for me every graveyard shift to just listen in. And I don't know if it's weird to replay back because like it really feels like. You're that kind. Like I'm the kind of friend. If people are talking, I can listen in, and I'm already like I'm that kind of introvert that I relish in the conversation. So the the fact that you guys are doing this weekly makes it happy. Like, hey, there's something to look forward to on Friday. Like I get to be with my friends on a virtual level.
Aww. That's so sweet. You're gonna make me cry. We're supposed to be crying in fear, not crying in happiness.
I stalk you guys every day.
Okay. Okay, now it got creepy. Good. Okay, so now I believe Nins has a few questions. No, it's not gonna be a quiz,
No.
but it's like topics that we've covered before in the podcast. So we want to ask you what you think about certain things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why don't you take it away?
Yeah, before I do that, I will have to admit that I kind of forgot my question, so I had to dig it up. And I found my question.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have to admit. I found my questions. So, Morris, I was thinking I'll ask you about, like, A and I talked about a zombie apocalypse, what we're gonna do. So, what we want to know is what you're gonna do during a zombie apocalypse. Like, tell us, like, what's your plan during this time?
Ooh.
Well, that's an interesting question because for me it depends on the zombies. Like you guys actually gave really good points when you guys discussed about it, and it gave me a lot of thought. But the first thing that came to my mind was fast zombies or slow zombies. Because if it's slow, I'm only gonna worry if there's a big number outside of my house or something.
Understandable.
So if it's slow,
you're gonna be running like oh no! Oh, the zombies are coming!
Yes.
Oh no! There's a rock! No! I tripped! Oh my god!
Yeah. So like in a zombie apocalypse, first assessment is: are they slow? Are they fast? If they're fast, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I have no chance. No offense to myself. Well, a big offense to myself. I am not a good runner. I will not survive. I do not have the cardio, or I do not have enough leg day power to survive a run from zombies. So it's like when the fast zombies come to me, it's like I accept my fate, kind of thing. But
you just lie down and take it.
Like I'm taking it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a slow zombie, I can even like use some of them to become laborers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, work in my farm. Be one of my people that
minions or something.
Yeah, be the minions that
so kind of like Michonne in The Walking Dead.
I wouldn't be that barbaric. I'd just put them in like sturdy ropes. I mean, I guess it makes sense to remove the jaw, but for me, I'm just gonna put like a helmet over your face. That's fine. Suffocate if you want, you're dead. And then, just go around, like have them hobble around, like create some kinetic energy to give me electricity or something if it's the apocalypse. Like run, like walk for
Pretty
me.
Smart.
So those things. That's about the only
Oh
thing.
yeah, like a hamster wheel, and then it powers like a generator or something.
Yes.
Like, that's genius.
It's pretty smart.
All right. Yeah, that is. So you got any more questions, Nins?
I do have one more question. So this one we haven't really discussed about it a lot, but like here's my question to you, Mars. If you were to choose either one, be bitten by a zombie and turn into one, or be cursed by a werewolf and like become which one would you like to be turned into?
Bit by a zombie or cursed by a werewolf?
Oh no, a vampire or a werewolf. I'm sorry.
A bit by a vampire or a werewolf?
Oh
yeah.
Vampire. Come on. Like I wanna sparkle in the sun. Just saying.
Oh my god, the Stephanie Meyer. Like, although segue, Stephanie Meyer is just getting a lot of flack in her Twilight series. Like, it's alright. It's an okay vampire movie.
She also just released what's his name, Edward Collins, like POV on the
Midnight Sun.
That one.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be years ago.
She just announced
like
it.
Years ago na dapat yun.
Yeah, I actually. Okay, just saying. I actually got my hands on the leak.
Yes.
And I thought it was the finished product, and then I was reading it and I was like, wait, I've read the story before. Why isn't it? Oh, and then I realized it was
It's a leak.
it was basically the Twilight.
Yeah, the
Twilight
thing.
book, but written in Edward Cullen's point of view.
POV.
So I was like, what? Okay, I stopped reading it after.
Yeah. So going back to the question, fun fact, I'm actually a storyteller, which is like a game master for Vampire the Requiem. That's like a New World of Darkness system, and I'm always pro vampire. So, I mean, the embrace, that's what they call being bitten by the vampire. It's
the
cool.
embrace. Okay.
Yeah. You are embraced by the immortality of the masquerade. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm not storytelling right now, but I do like the aspect of, like, for me, I'd rather be cursed immortality for, like, long term instead of just turning into a beast every month and not having control over it. At least when you're a vampire, you have control. Like, of your
Fair
thirst.
enough.
Guys, just saying. I mean, you both are women. Basically, that happens to you every month. You become beasts. So,
I was actually gonna say that.
so, I feel you. I wouldn't want to experience what you guys are experiencing. I wouldn't want to be a werewolf. I want to be a vampire. What about you, Nins? What do you want to be?
I was thinking of a werewolf, but like that is like a pretty good point, because like I was gonna say not like werewolf, because at least you have like you're totally fine in the morning. You can enjoy sunlight and so on, and it's just like period. It's like once every few whatever, right? But yeah, I think I'm gonna stay like keep my my decision. Yeah.
Well, instead of discharging blood, I
Be very angry.
will be
very angry.
shedding blood once a month. All right. Okay, so is that all, Nins?
Yeah, that's
That all your questions?
all, yeah. That's all my questions.
Okay, so
Or at least that's all that I can find.
all that you can find. Okay, Miss, I'm prepared. Okay, so in the past, what was it? Like maybe 2 or 3 episodes, we played a game, and it's become a phenomenon. It's
Ooh.
dogs.
I like
And
that.
a lot of people actually like the game. They told me, "Oh, I like this game." So we're gonna play it today.
Yay.
This one is called Fact or Fic. Right. So welcome to Fact or Fic. It's very simple. All you have to do is guess whether a summary or a sentence that I will say is fact. Did it really happen? Or is it fic? Is it fictitious? Is it
Fiction.
imaginary?
It's
so-
fiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is like the second time I messed that explanation up. We're gonna move on. Basta you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do. And like, I'm sorry, I like off topic, but it feels so surreal, like being part of this. It's like I'm just listening before, and I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm playing the game. Ah, sorry.
Oh, well,
Mini fan
I
girl.
snorted. I'm sorry. All right. Let's go back. Is this fact or fic? A woman was sacrificing people because she believed these human sacrifices would keep his oldest son safe when he enlisted into the army. she disposed of these bodies by turning them into soaps and chewy tea cakes. Is it fact or fic? Okay, now before everyone answers, I forgot to explain.
Good job.
You both are gonna do it at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna count down. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1,
Fact.
go.
Fiction.
Fact.
Fic.
Okay, so Mars is going with fic.
Fact.
No, Mars
And
is going with
Nins?
fact. Mars is going with fact. I'm going with fiction.
Okay. So Mars is locking on to fact,
Yes.
and Nins is locking on to fiction.
Yes.
Okay. So the correct answer is, I don't have a drum roll. It's well, I do, but it's like, hold on, let me just open it. God. And I
So, Mr. Prepared.
shut up. Shut up.
Payback.
Here. Where is it? Give me the fucking drum roll. Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. Where the fuck is it? Drum roll.
No. No drum roll.
Insert drum roll here.
Here. Okay, I found it. Here. Can you hear that?
Nine.
No. No.
Well, just imagine it's there.
And it's fact.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I should have just done that. Okay, yeah, it's fact. So actually, oh god.
It sounded like a fact. It sounded
Yeah.
like a fact to me.
So this actually happened. Okay, so this happened in Italy, and her name was Leonarda Cianciulli.
DiCaprio.
No. Okay, so Leonarda Cianciulli. Okay, so back in 1939 to 1940, she was abducted like 3 people, and she basically turned them into human sacrifices, so that because she believed that these human sacrifices would keep his son safe in the army. So she got
But
caught.
did it?
And what?
Did it keep his son safe or? Oh.
I have no idea, but that was
Okay.
her reasoning.
Okay.
And that's what happened. All right. Right. So Nins, you have a
Yeah.
0, and Mars has a
Yes,
1. Right.
But
Okay.
we're all winners here.
Hey, don't steal my job. Okay. Second question. Is this fact or fic? A man, despite having an average life, a 9-to-5 job, and an average house, starts to feel like somebody's watching him, and ultimately, it makes him go crazy, giving him hallucinations. Is it fact or fic?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Fic.
Okay, so Nins answered fic,
Mhm.
and Mars answered
Fiction as well.
fic. Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right. What
No,
made
I mean,
what made you think it's fic?
I
Are you
like-
sure it's fic?
okay. Here's the thing. It sounds so mundane that it could
Mhm.
happen in real life.
Yeah.
It's
But at
like,
the same time, it could be like a plot or like, you know.
it could be a plot for a movie or a book. And
Mhm.
it's like,
Yeah.
and then it's a trick question. It's both.
So are you sure?
Well,
Are you
I'll
sure?
go for. Is there a way to change it? Last minute.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go. I feel. Fact. Okay. Let's go for fact.
Is that
Ah.
gonna be your final answer too, Nins? Are you
Final
gonna be
answer.
fic? Are you staying with
Yeah,
fic?
sure. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Stupid ads. Hold on. And okay, final answer. No more changing.
No more changing.
Because I'm opening the website.
Mars.
No
What
more
about
changing.
you?
All
Are you
right.
sure?
So Nins has locked on to fiction, and Mars has locked on to faction.
Faction, yes.
Sure.
What? Okay. Actually, it's fiction.
Oh, never change your first answer. Surprise.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Yes. The sound.
Okay,
of
that's
silence.
that's all I'm gonna. Oh wait, what? You can't hear it?
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh shit! Sorry. Wait. let me just fix it. Can you hear that now?
What are we waiting for?
Wait, you can't hear
I can't-
anything?
No, I can hear a fan.
Oh,
Is that my fan?
What? That's probably your fan. Why isn't it playing? Why? Why?
That's why I told you to do sound checks first.
Why can't you guys hear it? Fine. It's actually somebody's watching me. That's the song.
Okay.
Do you know that song? I always
I'm-
feel like somebody's watching me.
Oh, okay. No, I was thinking na like yung through the window na song.
What? What through the window?
Through the
Through
window.
the window.
No,
that one? No,
Mars,
okay.
you know the creepypasta na song.
Tiptoe through
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Yeah, the
Okay,
song
by
was I
Tiny
forgot.
Tim.
Mhm.
Okay. Right. Yeah, so actually it's fiction. It's by it's a song called Somebody's Watching Me by The Rockwell featuring Michael Jackson. Right. Okay, so who got the point on that one? Nins. Okay, so you both are tied 1-1. Now, whoever answers this correctly will be the winner. Okay?
Dun, 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 dun.
Is this fact or fic? A group of people get stranded in the middle of nowhere, faced with the choice of dying from the environment or by their own devices. The group decides to end it all there. However, the last person fails to finish. There's a motorcycle. Damn it.
Ambience.
Welcome to our show, Mars. This is how we do this thing.
And that's why I love it.
Welcome to the Philippines, more like it. Anyway, let's go back. Is this fact or fic? Alright, so a group of people get stranded in the middle of nowhere, faced with the choice of dying from the environment or by their own devices. The group decides to end it all there. However, the last person fails to finish and finds that rescue has come. Is it fact or fic? Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. And give me your answer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Fact.
Fic.
I
Okay.
I did say fact though. Like,
Okay, so Mars, you're locking on to fact. Are you sure?
yes.
Super
I'm
sure?
Okay.
Okay, feel
I'll
free
stick
to
with my first
deliberate
answer.
before. Feel free to deliberate before you know, because this will determine if you are.
Are gonna replace my job.
Yeah, actually, exactly.
This is what's
So-
stake here, okay? If you win this game, you take over my job.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, what made you think it's fact?
Okay. It's gonna be funny, but there's a YouTube channel called Tell a Mortician or Ask a Mortician. I love her.
Uh-huh.
She's a mortician. She works in a funeral parlor, and then she kind of she kind of has a story time that sounds like this, and she tends to delve into history stories. So off the top of my head, I'm thinking this might be a true story or like based on true events, even if it sounds ridiculous.
Okay. And what about you, Nins? What made you think that it's fiction?
My brain went to Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies?
I don't know why.
Oh my god!
But
yeah,
like that's what I was thinking. So I'm like fiction, because like they were like 12 boys or something. I didn't read the whole thing. I just like watched someone explain the entire thing to me. But the premise goes, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but the premise goes that these boys were like stuck in an island, and then they either had to like they tried to adapt and learn and try to survive, but it ended up with like them destroying each other or something. And then I don't remember if there was rescue. So
okay, that's not what I said at all. But
I know, but like for some reason it reminded me of it.
Okay. So you guys are sure? Super double triple sure? I hear a dog. Hi, Doggle.
Yeah, sure.
So Mars is going with fact, and Nins is going with fic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna be drum
Mars.
rolling for Mars's answer because you're the guest.
Yeah.
And you deserve the special treatment. Okay.
Lol. Special treatment.
You've locked on to fact. Congratulations, Mars. You are wrong.
Oh.
It's fiction.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's based off of The Mist, the movie, The Mist.
Oh no! Oh yeah, the ending part where oh my god, that wrecked me. That wrecked me as a person.
Come on, come on.
Oh, okay, it flew over my head. I'm sorry. It was like, and then oh my god, it is The Mist. Though to be fair,
Yeah, it is.
fun fact: the ending of that movie is not on the book.
Yeah. Okay, so the ending of the book was actually there's like sort of like
Wait, can you like before you do say it, can you like say spoilers?
come on, it's like
I don't know if people would be.
the book has been out
okay.
since 1980s or
Oh,
whatever. The book is old.
Yes.
The movie was back in 2007.
Alright.
Come on, you must have seen it.
Alright.
All right.
No. But okay.
So the ending of the book is that they end up in some motel or something, and like the basically the Mist, the book was the main character's diary or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ending was him writing the last part of his diary. Like, it didn't hint on whether they survived or not. Basta they were in a motel somewhere and he was writing the diary. But in the movie, okay, so on the way to the motel, so the Stephen King, wait, his name is Stephen King, right? Okay, just saying. Because last time I said Elizabeth and Ed Warren. And Elizabeth Warren is a U.S. politician.
No.
and not a demonologist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Conjuring universe.
Who I thought was Lorraine Warren. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, going back. So in the movie, so on the way to the motel, the car runs out of gas, and they're like surrounded by mist. So the main character has like a gun, and the group decides to like, okay, we don't want to be eaten by the monsters. We don't want to be killed by the monsters. So just kill us. At least we're going out on our own terms. So he does that. He even ends the life of his
son.
8-year-old, his own son, which was heartbreaking.
So
And just as he was about to end his own life, he ran out of bullets. So he made a decision to be like, okay, I'm gonna choose to get eaten by the monsters. So he goes out, and just as he goes out, the military
Arrives.
swoops.
Comes in.
Yeah, the military comes in, having taken control of the whole situation. So meaning if they had waited.
A little longer.
a little bit longer, then rescue would have came. And
it's like heartbreaking.
yeah. Yeah, so that's what happened. How do I segue out of that?
You can't. You can't.
So congratulations, Nins. You get to keep your job. All right. So we are gonna be telling each other scary stories. I believe, Mars, you have your own scary story, but wait, that'll come later.
After
Yes.
the break.
Nins, because we will be taking a break, and after, Nins will be doing her story. So we'll be right back.
Imagine this. You're all gathered around a campfire, and you're all talking about one thing: Dungeons and Dragons. Dive deeper into the local D&D scene with Rolling in the Den, a podcast hosted by my good friend and den mother, Mars. I swear after listening to an episode, you'll understand what makes this 40-year-old tabletop game just so fun and how it's more than just a simple fantasy role-playing game. You can listen to her on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and on the Anchor app. Again, it's called Rolling in the Den. Go ahead, give it a listen, and tell him Andrew sent ya.
And we are back. Nins, it is your turn to tell your story. And yeah, you know what comes next. Something for your ear hole, a tale to scare. This one talks about a murder, that one wails about a ghost, and will Niña read them? Yes, indeed. Now something for your ear holes, a tale to scare. Searching here and there and everywhere, crying stories. Niña, please, can't you read them? Oh yes, she do. And
Hi.
it's Niña's turn to tell her scary story. The theme of this episode is going to be stories that at first sound innocent. Why don't you take it away?
So I actually have two stories. So I'm gonna read the first one, and then the second one, like a little after the first one. Okay. They're not connected in any way. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. The first one is, I believe everyone has heard of the Cat in the Hat, right? Dr. Seuss. So I was like looking through it, see if like I can find anything. So which I did, and back in 1939, there's the first book that actually like he wrote down. The author wrote down. It's a story about his actual cat. Like his actual cat died. Like when it died, the cat died. It was like really devastating. It was heartbreaking. So just to like make up for that, the death of his beloved cat, he wrote a story about it. So that's how Cat in the Hat was. So the story goes that when the cat died, it tried to get resurrected. So in order to get resurrected, the cat has to go through different trials for it to be alive again. So he went through all this trials, and he was able to get resurrected at Haveside layer, but something went wrong with how the resurrection went. So instead of him being resurrected into a normal cat, trying to be like living in a normal life. The cat became the Cat in the Hat, trying to help children, and Tirsa says hi.
What? What?
Yes.
What?
So, okay.
What?
I have to say it. Yes. So, everything I just said is a made-up story. Okay, sorry, it was all made up. The year 1939 is actually the year when the poetry collection Old Possum's book, Practical Cats, where the Cats, the movie or like the series or something like that, was based on, and I was encouraged by Tirso to read to you like a little bit of the Cat's fiction.
Oh,
So,
okay.
there you go.
Okay, so Tirso was trolling me. Okay. I was like, what?
Tirso says hi.
I was like, what?
That was good though. That was really
Thank you.
good. I was like, what?
Thank you.
Wait, so what's your
So-
actual story? Come on, Nins, I'm running out of...
My actual story is actually the Pied Piper of the children's story goes as this guy comes in town, like lures the rats away with his pipe, and then when he doesn't get paid, he lures the children away. And in some versions, the children does not come back. Some versions, like they were able to pay the piper back, and the story itself is a little dark. But going darker is that actually the story, there was an actual event that happened back in 1257 in a German town of, I cannot pronounce this, Erfurt, Erfurt, just a couple of hours south. That there was a report that about 1,000 children left the town, furiously dancing, leaping, singing, and traveled about 15 miles from the town that they were in into another town. So after like 15 miles, most of them were able to stop and try to return. However, not all of them did. So that's my actual story. So basically, there's this theory
What do you mean?
that there's a mania.
Like, what do you
that
mean not all of
happens
them did?
wherein children would suddenly dance or sing, and then like there's even a report that says back in 2000 something, they're in a specific school, some children, like mostly female children, suddenly fainted. No reasons whatsoever, they just fainted. The entire thing is basically based on a mania or something psychological. There's no actual study about it. Everything's just theories. But with regards to, like, most of them did not return. This is from an article that I'm reading that says that most of them tried to go back to where they came from. The others, there's no like exact records of what happened to them. Were they killed on the way back? Did they starve during the 15-mile? Because if you think about it, it's 15 miles going from town A to town B, and or like almost, so like total of 30 miles they have to walk. This was back in 1257, so people were like, everything was different back then, and like wildlife and so on.
Yeah, so
Noise.
what did you say, Mars?
I was like,
Yeah, so it's like little children who start dancing, and then they end up super far away from home, and
About 1,000 of them, to think about it, like about 1,000 of them just like left dancing, leaping, singing, and then like, where are they going? You know.
So that was the original.
One of the inspirations of the story, because this was a real life event. So the story of the Pied Piper was actually the original title of it, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, back in 1868. So yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
like all I can think about is like the leaping thing. I'm thinking of that because you said Germany, right?
Yeah.
Like there was something in France, the dancing fever thing, where everybody just danced until their feet bled, kind of thing.
It's the same mania, because there's no, even in like, it's happening all over, because I think infographics or some other informational YouTube channel read through on those. They did their research as well, and they dug up that it happens all over the world, and then there's no exact reason like what happened.
So
exactly.
it's a real thing. Like it actually happens.
Yeah,
like
it's a
people
real
dance,
actual thing. Yeah.
Like all of
The
a sudden.
latest one, if I remember correctly, was early 2000s. Like that's when like they fainted or like some people like started twitching. It's a weird thing.
Wow, what a riveting story, Nins. Congratulations for somehow getting me to say
you.
what the fuck and trolling me with a cat's story. All right. Do you have anything to say, Mars?
The moment it's got kids involved, for me, it's always gonna be messed up. Like, why? So I'm just internally screaming.
Well, if you think that was messed up, wait until you hear my story. Thank you so much, Nins. We will be taking another break, and when we come back, it'll be my turn to tell my scary, but at first innocent, story.
Hi, it's me, Andrew. Do you like this show? We'd like to know what you think. If you've got time, come give us a review on iTunes or on Facebook. Your review would mean the world to me and Niña because it lets us know what you think of the show and it helps other people decide if FARTSPod is something that they should listen to. And hey, we might just read your review on the air. Again, we would really appreciate it if you took the time to give us a review on iTunes or on Facebook.
And we're back. Hi, Nins.
So how was being trolled?
That's one day I will troll you both so hard, and you will rue this day. Okay, right. It's my turn to tell my story.
There's a story for you in this hand of mine. You can't stop the things I do. I lie. I've searched high and low, wrote down an essay. Now Andrew is back, and there's hell to pay. There's a story for you. And this hand of...
Yeah. Okay. So far, how are you liking the sound, the theme songs, Mars?
I am always a fan. Like, it makes me, hold on, there's a truck passing by.
Ambience.
Hello, truck.
More
Trucks.
ambience.
Chuck senpai.
Like, for me, the production value is just something that always, like, beyond the conversations, like you can basically direct your own musical at this point.
Well, wait until you hear episode number 5.
Excited.
Wait until you hear the previous. I don't think.
That's gonna be our last.
I don't think you should be excited for it. We aren't. Okay, here's my story. So, hello? Are you guys there?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, because you guys went silent all of a sudden. I got scared. All right. So, what do children used to sing before the time of the internet? As they would play outside. What kind of
Patty cake.
tunes would they play?
Daisy apple.
Yeah.
Patty cake.
No, what would they sing?
Yeah.
Sing what? Sorry.
What would children sing back when the internet wasn't
ABCD.
here? What would they sing? To have fun, when they play.
What was that? My brain's that Nanay Tatay. It's technically a song, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one thing that comes
Okay,
to mind.
back in nursery, what kind of songs would you sing? Or what would your teacher sing?
What if people skip nursery? I'm sorry.
I'm talking
Making
about
it
nursery
so
rhymes,
hard.
guys. I'm talking about nursery rhymes.
Okay. So nursery rhymes.
Nursery.
Old
Yes.
MacDonald had a farm. Mary had a little lamb.
No. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to give examples.
But you
I
said
was looking for
examples.
No, I was looking for the what kind of songs? Like nursery rhymes,
Oh,
right?
alright.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh god. Okay. Right, so children would sing nursery rhymes, and more often than not, nursery rhymes actually are based off of historical events. So Humpty Dumpty was about a cannon who fell from a fort, and like all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Yeah, because they couldn't repair the cannon. Right, but the one I'm going to be talking about is, I'm just gonna sing it. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row.
I'm sorry. Is this song like not for poor people? I've never heard of.
Oh my god, Nins, why would you say that? Not for poor people.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
an
am
old
poor.
it's an old nursery rhyme, and actually the nursery rhyme has historical
I'm too poor for this.
historical background to it. So it says here on my research, because I wrote down an essay, as I said in my theme song. What did it say? Okay. Okay, so there's actually lots of theories about this rhyme's origins and what it could be referencing. But the origin I'm going to be talking about is from Miss or Queen Mary Tudor, otherwise known as the Bloody Mary.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, if you didn't know, the last name Tudor was, or the family Tudor was the one who got put on the throne after the War of Roses. So that's just a very quick history lesson. And if you are very familiar with a hit HBO TV show, Game of Thrones, the War of the Roses was actually based off so one family is called the Lancasters and the other is Yorks, and after the war they put in someone called they put in the Tudor family to be the reigning monarch. Gets? All right.
I think okay.
So let's take this line by line, all right? So Mary, Mary, quite contrary. So who is Mary? Actually, Mary is the daughter of Henry VIII. So right after, do you know Henry VIII?
Yep. He had a lot of women beheaded.
Yes. So this will be very important to the story, but Henry VIII wanted to divorce his first wife, who was the mother of Queen Mary, and so he ended up detaching from the Catholic faith to establish the Church of England. And this led him to have 6 other wives, and also a very hit musical called Six. the musical. Do you know that?
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's a musical that was released. I forgot which year, but it's one of my favorite musicals, and they basically this sums up what happened to the wives, the six wives.
Mhm.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Yeah, so that's what happened to
Okay.
the six wives. And that's
Whoa.
one of their first lines on the musical. Anyway, right. So, back to the story. Queen Mary was a devout Catholic. She was raised as a Catholic, and she wanted to bring back the Catholic Church to England.
Mhm.
So when she became queen, she like did her queen shit, and then like made like Catholic, like she put Catholicism back in England.
Action.
And yeah, a lot of people actually resisted, right? So going on to the next line, how does your garden grow? So actually the garden refers to the graveyards, which were increasing in size because Queen Mary would kill those people who continued to believe in the Church of England. But the question is, how? How did she make her garden grow? Which brings me to the third line. With silver bells and cockle shells, of course. Apparently, these refer to the torture devices that she would use. Silver bells were devices that crushed the thumb between two hard surfaces by the tightening of a screw. So it's like this little contraption that you put in like over your thumb, and you start twisting a screw, and the contraption would get tighter and tighter, crushing your thumb.
Wow.
So that's what a silver bell is.
Can you send a picture, and then like maybe once this is out, like we'll I don't know, show the picture to
Sure.
people?
I'll send a picture. I'll send a picture during the break. Okay. And and the cockle shell actually is no one is sure about what it is, but a lot of people believe that from the word cock, it's a torture device which is attached to the genitals. So no one knows how it works, but it's a torture device that's attached to the genitals. But okay, so going back, I said, how did she make her garden grow? Right? So, and the garden refers to the graveyards expanding because she killed people. But you're probably wondering why, Andrew, you are giving me torture devices, not devices of murder. And actually, the last line is how she did most of her garden growing. So the last line, which is, and pretty maids all in a row.
Referring to the wives.
Story goes, no. The story goes that it was actually hard to behead people. She would decapitate the heads of people who did not denounce their Church of England faith, and apparently like trying to like behead someone was a problem in back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So this led to the invention of the guillotine, right?
Oh, okay. I mean,
now okay, but why is it called maids? So actually the name of the guillotine. So the name of the guillotine was not guillotine before.
Okay.
Guys, help. Anyway, so the name wasn't actually guillotine before, but it was called the Maiden.
Oh, okay.
So in the song, it was shortened to Maids, and that's how it so that's what it was referring to. The Maids was referring to an earlier version of the guillotine.
Oh,
Wow.
And yeah, you can guess how it was used. All in a row, and
I can imagine, like, for her, it's like a theater where, like, it's like rows and rows of like people and guillotines, and then she raises her hand, and her hand goes down, and then the blades go down together.
you're probably thinking of Queen of Hearts. Off with their heads!
Kinda,
Something like that.
Kind of something like that.
Is
Yeah.
Is the Red Queen inspired from Bloody Mary?
I think so. I believe so. I did not
Probably.
look it up, but
We can.
there are a lot of similarities between the two. Anyway, that was my story. That was about the history of Mary Mary Quite Contrary. Any thoughts?
The bells. The bells. Oh my god, I can't.
The
bells.
balls.
I can't get it out of my head. The bells.
The bells. The bells or the balls?
The bells. No, the silver bells.
Oh, the bells. Okay. It sounded like balls.
I was like the bells. Because like
I was like, the balls.
it feels
Bells
so
reminds me of
painful.
Bells remind me of like the one that cats wear. Though.
Come on, don't bring it back to cats.
For
Come
some
on.
reason, it's like
Don't bring it back to cats. What were you gonna say, Mars?
Yeah, it was just. I was just imagining how that bell could because like when you were saying it, I could feel my fingers tingle. I didn't like it. Like,
Ooh.
"Ugh, my fingers, my preciouses.
Are you feeling a little tingle?
jingle jangle.
Jingle, jingle, tingle, tingle.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good now. I guess. Bells.
For now.
All right. So, for now. Wait, wrong. For now. All right. So, thank you so much. What? Why am I
You're
thinking myself? That was
You're
my
welcome,
story.
Andrew.
Guys, I've lost it. We have officially gone over 1 hour. Usually our recording goes below 1 hour. So now I'm going crazy. Before we get okay, we're gonna take another break, and when we come back, we're gonna take one last break, and when we come back, it'll be Mars's turn to give her story. So we'll give Mars some time to prepare. We'll be right back.
Scary, petrifying, terrifying, spine-chilling, blood-curdling, horrifying. Got some scary stories that happened to you? We want it, and we'll read it here in the Farts podcast. Email us a voice recording or write to us telling your scary experience at fartspod@gmail.com. Or send us a voice message over the Anchor app and get featured on our next episode.
And we are back. It's time for Mars's turn to tell her story, because I believe in the previous episode she gave us a wait. Is this the story you're gonna be talking about?
I'm gonna be, because you did tell me
Alright.
that my story, because like I had two
Yeah.
stories in mind, and I gave you my first story.
Yeah.
And then I kept the other story.
Yeah. So, Mars, if you haven't listened to the previous episode, Mars actually was the story of the week that we featured, and she wrote in the email that she had two stories, and that that's what prompted us to invite her to this episode, because we wanted to hear that second story, because that was hella scary. And here we go. This is Mars's time to shine.
It's time for you to bring it in. Andrew and Niña are waiting, so come on down. We'll read it now. Your stories that make us go.
How? And why don't you take it away whenever you're ready, Mars?
Okay. Like I get the second story, the one that you guys read, that wasn't the first one I experienced. That was like in the latter year of my first year college, I believe. I was in second sem. I took pharmacy, which is a horror in of itself. No, no offense though to people who took pharmacy. It's a good course. Uh, I went to the dorm back then before it got renovated. Now, it's notorious for its spooks. 8 years
Years
old.
ago.
I feel so old. I feel old. So, this one, from the entry in the first story, I don't think I added it in the story that I was close to an emergency exit. And fun fact, or did I?
I think you did.
Okay, so the mappings, it still remains. My room is in front of the aircon. So this specific story, every night, like when you're in your room, you can hear everything, like what people are talking about, like when there's people talking in certain rooms, when people open and close the doors, like the door, it's very thin paper because like there's holes up top to get the air condition in. So it's a very old style room. So it's standard that you would occasionally hear the doorknobs open close. Like sometimes there would be instances, it's notorious for our dorm to get stuck outside of our own rooms. So there would be like the occasional, you would hear like the sounds of the doorknob, like somebody trying to get in. So you would hear that occasionally, especially like people come in late from their shift in school, like they're doing their practicums and whatnot. So you would hear that occasional.
Huh?
So there was this one instance where a lot of people in my lane complained that one of the dorm mates were just too loud with their doorknob at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Shaha. The doorknob is so noisy. So there was an inquiry that came along. Like we were asking, who comes in who goes in this late at night making so much noise? So the seniors were asked, and they were like, no, actually, our shift is in the early morning, so we actually leave already around 4 or 5 and then we go. So they're not part of that. So one time I was coming back from I forgot why I stayed up that time. I was studying, I suppose. It was like exams week. And it was around hapit na mag 3. And then afterwards, I was just walking in darkened hallway, typical. And you would see the exit sign that's green. And then, so when I went in my room, I heard the sound of the doorknob, the telltale sound.
Yeah.
We've been hearing it for 2 weeks already at that time.
It's getting annoying.
Oh yeah, we're pissed. We're tired pre-med students. Give us a break.
Yeah.
So I heard the sound again, and then I went to investigate because if this is somebody who's trying to mess with our sleeping patterns, you suck. I would report you, kind of thing. The thing is, so I did tell you that I was close to a fire exit, right?
Yeah.
Our aisle, and behind it is the building where they would keep the cadavers.
What's a cadaver?
Cadaver is basically a dead corpse that they use for medical purposes for studying.
Okay. Neat.
So so we're in the 5th floor, and
Sorry, I meant to put in. Okay, go.
So the 5th floor, I think it was ST. That's where they kept all the bodies there, and then most of the time they put the bodies really early or they soak it in the hospital, stuff like that. And there have been stories that there would be the ghosts of those bodies would walk around the 5th floor and the dorm is in the 5th floor. And my room, my aisle, is close to that fire exit. The thing is, the sound of the doorknob, I know I didn't imagine it, because when I heard the sounds, it was coming from the hallway, which I was like, weird. I stepped out, took left and right, trying to gauge where the sound was, and I heard it from the fire exit.
Wait, no, don't do that.
Then
Oh my god.
I started to move closer to the fire exit. You know, it's typical stupid horror movie trope. Yeah, here's.
Wait, why?
I was like, my brain
Okay.
that time.
I'm gonna be playing music.
Yeah, go ahead. So for me, I was like, if this is somebody who's ruining my sleep, I'm gonna mess you up, fam. So I went closer and closer to the sound. I did, and then you would see from the slit under the door if there was anyone there. Kasi usually they leave the lights on. Walang shadow nakakast.
Oh.
And then,
Ah!
and the thing is, the scarier part is, I was staring there, and then you suddenly hear the violent jamming on the doorknob. I was staring at the doorknob while it was moving, and I was like, my brain was like, what's going on?
Oh my god.
And I just
No.
stared at it,
Why?
No,
and I was like,
no,
I immediately went back to my room.
Yes. Yes.
no, yes, yes.
I closed the door, but here's the freaky part though. When I went to my bed, I put the covers on my head. You know that what they told you, like if someone's staring at you, you'd feel
You
it.
feel it.
Like
No,
Fun.
don't.
So-
don't.
remember when I told you the holes on top of the room? Like, there was,
Oh
like,
no,
holes.
no. Oh my god, there's holes.
Yeah, there were holes like on top because it didn't
Oh my god,
yung
there's
aircon.
holes.
Like they go, that's where the
Oh my
aircon goes
God.
in and out. And then
Great.
There's fucking holes.
I was stupid. I did all the horror tropes because you're in that moment.
Oh my god. Why did you do all
Oh
the
my
horror
God.
tropes?
So I put down the
Oh my God.
cover because I wanted to know who
Okay.
was looking at me. Like, or
Don't
like,
put. Oh my god, don't put the fucking. Don't put the.
so when I put the
Please,
comforter
music.
down, I looked at. For some reason, my eyes locked at the top of the holes. And
Oh my god.
the even scarier part was everything was dark, and then my eyes
my-
focused there. I didn't see
Oh,
any.
no.
I didn't see anything though, thankfully. But when I stared there, I felt like something was staring
Don't you
back
fucking
at me.
scared us. You fucking scared us.
And yeah, after that,
I felt you know how you felt like somebody's staring at you and like we have like holes in like on top of our like on our rooms like because that's where the aircon comes in and like so I put down the cover and thankfully nothing was staring at me like
so, I mean, I felt something staring back. That's, you know that feeling. I just needed to check, and no, nothing was there, so I went back to sleep. Then I told this to the matron. I asked them, "Hey, was anybody doing some checks in the fire exit around 3 a.m.?" And then the matron was like, "No, they only check this like they leave immediately at 5. No one stays here. No one's supposed to be awake. No one's supposed to be in school
Yeah.
around this time." So I didn't want to sound crazy. And to this day, I've never told them about that experience with the fire exit, like the door moving violently. So that's where the sound came from. But after I saw what happened, the incident of the doorknob suddenly disappeared as if it never happened.
Oh.
god.
So yeah,
Oh.
fun college days.
Yeah.
That was stressful. All right. This is supposed to be a fun show
It is.
that talks about scary
is.
stories and not freak me out. I mean, I love horror, but it's not supposed to freak me out.
But freaking you out is the best part.
That
Super
was-
scary.
Quality content.
Yes.
Thank you, Mars.
That was super scary. We
Thank you
loved it.
for
We
letting
loved
me
it.
part of this.
Anytime.
And actually, that concludes our
podcast.
our show. Yeah, we've actually gone
Over
like
an hour.
I've started recording an hour and 30 minutes ago. So this is a record. So just
Longest one yet.
this is the longest episode yet, unless I delete some stuff. Then
No.
yeah.
No.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to say, Mars?
Say.
Is there anything you'd like to,
Add in.
Like
Oh,
any last messages or what?
last words, famous last words.
Not last words. Last meal? No.
Yeah. So I do thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm like just one of those listeners that it just feels surreal to be part of something that you just listen into. So and the fact that you guys really like my stories.
Oh.
I feel like most of them is just like stuff that are like I don't usually share too often because
Mhm.
they're from college. So but I do thank you for giving me this chance to be part of this, and I hope you guys continue to make podcasts because that's something I look forward to on graveyard shifts. It's like yeah,
Well-
every Friday.
Yeah, we actually we really do love you, Mars, and like outside of the podcast, outside of as friends, we do value your company and we do value your friendship and your support means everything to us. What are you doing?
Adjusting.
I am here being super sentimental, and you're there adjusting.
I'm also adjusting my seat.
I mean, all I ever wanted was for people to like give me time and listen. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, so thank you so much, Mars. Thank you for coming in. If you've
Thank
got
you,
any more
Mars.
stories, feel free to send them in, and in the future we'd love to have you back.
Yay.
Yes.
If you keep coming back, you might replace Niña as the co-host. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. What about you, Nins? Is there anything you'd like to say before I do my last? You know what I do at the end of the show.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm just
You're good?
really glad that Mars is hanging out around with the podcast. Thank you for all those people who are listening. And if you want to like be around the podcast like us, like Mars is, send us a message. We'll see.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to reach us, you don't have to reach us through email because we actually have Twitter and we have Facebook.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you go to facebook.com/FARTSPod, we do like weekly updates and stuff of like
Yeah.
if you give that a like and follow, you get to see when we post new episodes, and
Mhm.
also you get to contact either me or Niña because we have
Yeah.
direct.
Social media.
We have like direct. What's it called? Whatchamacallit? Like we can directly
See?
go into. Yeah, we can directly see the messages that you send. Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Thank you so much for listening to the frightening, alarming real-life tale show. You can follow Nins at Nin C. Fernandez on all socials. That's NINCFERNANDEZ. My name is Andrew, and I'm the Andrew Tops on everything. That's TheAndrewTops. The show has Facebook page and Twitter. Just look for at FARTSPod, FARTSPOD. Thank you so much, Mars, and thank you for listening. Till next week. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye. Oh wait, I forgot the email. The email is fartspod@gmail.com. Damn it. Next week I'll get it.
Let me get a glass of water.
Yeah, go do that.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
Nakapause na.
What?
Yeah. No, it's on and it keeps going. He doesn't pause it. He adds this as edit later on sa story or sa podcast.
Yeah.
So yay.
Everything in the podcast happens live.
We don't pause. We don't pause. It's just edited like during breaks. So break time like this, it just cuts and then he puts it either like some very beginning or some very end of podcast. Yeah.
That's a fun thing. I thought it was like an ongoing.
No.
I was like, oh, am I gonna hold my breath? Am I not? Because like the first episode said it's unedited raw footage and you're too lazy to edit it, and I was just like, oh, okay. I hold my breath every now and then.
Yeah. A lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna be including this in the episode, but anyway, a lot of people like think that the first episode is what it's gonna sound like for the rest.
The entire thing.
The entire like the other episodes, which is not. The first episode was kind of like the ugly baby. Do you get what I mean? Like,
and then we have to deal with it
like
it's there.
Yeah, we love it. We gave birth to it, but it's ugly. So, it's just a reality. Like every first episode is not going to be very good, and if you listen, like if other people would listen to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and now this episode,
it gets better.
Yeah, it gets better.
It does get better though.
Yeah,
it does actually. For listening in, like there's like I still have the memory because I have the first episode, but the later episodes, it just feels natural. There's still the occasional, because like I do like the raw feeling of it, because it's like I'm just in that room listening into random conversation. It feels so natural.
Yeah, with the funny occasional sound effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? You got your water na, Nins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We're coming back in 3, 2, 1.